From center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass., this is Blue Sox baseball on Local Sports Productions. Tonight, it's opening night of the 2017 ICL season as the Blue Sox host the Melrose Americans. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play stories. The Blue Sox begin their quest for their third consecutive and 13th overall Intercity League title. They do so after an emotional ride to the title in last year's postseason. Punctuated by a 3-0 sweep, thanks Sal, of the Andre Chiefs in the championship series. Of course, very emotional because of the tragedy with Dave Ahern. But the Blue Sox are back in action tonight. The ICL is back in action tonight, and you'll hear from a couple new faces tonight for the Blue Sox in this game. But one staunch staunch veteran that you'll remember is Jimmy Hill, who gets the start for the Blue Sox tonight. Hill pitched in 4 games last year, was 1-2 with a 4.6 ERA, which is uncharacteristic for him. As the Blue Sox have finished their huddle, and we'll get the music going in just a second. But Jimmy Hill takes the field, and this is the Melrose Americans lineup he will face. Nick Herzog will lead it off in left field, followed by Will Shackelford at short. John Jennings is behind the plate. Dave Center is at first. Mike Gadu is in right. Matt Hosman is at third. Mike LaRovere is the DH. Charlie Hughey is the second baseman, and Dan Cacciola rounds out the lineup in center field. On the mound for the Americans is Chris Mitchell. We'll give you his numbers in a second.
Do we have the lineup? Hey, Sal. Mark, come over here, will you? Do me a favor.
And there's the music, as we'll give you Chris Mitchell's numbers. As we're almost ready to go, actually. John Pudgers and Jimmy Hill signaling to the infield it's time to play ball. And Jimmy Hill is a very fast warmer. That's their lineup. That's ours, yeah. So Jimmy Hill working exclusively from the stretch. And we have Hill stepping off the rubber for a second. Now he comes set and fires the first pitch at 7:57. It's at the knees for strike one. The 2017 season is underway. Next pitch is fouled into the screen, and it's 0-2. Nick Herzog, the left fielder who throws left-handed but bats right-handed. Don't see that very often. Usually you see it the other way around. Herzog grounds this one to third. Justin Silvestro has it. Fires on to Josue Feliciano, getting the start at first base tonight, and a quick 3-pitch out to begin the season for Jimmy Hill. That is just high for ball one. Next offering from Hill is up and away 2-0. Can you put the line up here? Thanks. Will Shackelford standing in, and he swings in. I believe he missed at a pitch in the dirt there. Bounced in front of Putty, and it's 2-1. John Jennings, the catcher, on deck. That is on the outside corner, 2-2. Shackelford lists as number 44 on the roster. If you're looking at the Melrose Americans website, that's outside 3-2. This is Shackelford's first game with the Melrose Americans. The payoff pitch. Skied into center field. Aaron Barboza, the new center fielder for the Blue Sox, camps under it and makes the catch 2 down. Taylor Ferguson, excuse me. Barboza's in right. My apologies. That was Ferguson making the catch. So it'll be John Jennings. It'll be up to the veteran catcher to prolong the inning. Jennings, in his third season with the Americans, had a bit of a down year in 2016 after a hot 2015, in which 2015 bet 394, 26 hits, and a 431 on base percentage. In 2016, he only had 9 hits and 39 at-bats, good for a 231 batting average. 1-1 the count to Jennings. A swing and a miss, and Hill is ahead 1-2. It is cool, by summer standards anyways, here in New England. 66 degrees at first pitch. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Jimmy Hill has the first strikeout of the 2017 season for the Lexington Blue Sox. After half an inning, Americans nothing, Blue Sox coming up. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on Local Sports Productions. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Aaron Barboza, new member of the Lexington Blue Sox, to lead things off in the bottom of the first. Barboza spent the last 4 years actually, after being drafted out of Northeastern in the Seattle Mariners organization. The left-handed hitting Barboza takes strike 1 and gives a glare to the home plate umpire. Barboza will bring a much-needed dimension of speed to the Blue Sox. He stole 52 bases in single-A play in 2014. As he takes strike 2. And the Blue Sox could use that speed because last year they had the second fewest steals as a team in the ICL since 2006 with just 9. The only team to steal fewer bases in a season, as this is lined the other way, foul to the left and out of play, remains 0-2. The Andre Chiefs in 2006, when they only stole 8, the difference is the Blue Sox won the championship last year. The Andre Chiefs, I don't think they even made the playoffs in 2006. There's a good effort there by the Americans left fielder Nick Herzog to try and chase that foul ball down, but it was well out of play by the time he got to it. So still 0-2 to Barboza, with Josue Feliciano and Taylor Ferguson to follow. The pitch is lined the other way again, and this one will be caught, actually, on the run. This time, Herzog doesn't have to go into the swamp around that light post. And there's one down. Josue Feliciano missed much of 2016 with injuries, steps to the plate, getting the start at first base tonight, looking to bunt his way on, and pops it foul over the screen. And of course, Josue Feliciano and trying to bunt your way on base, those go hand in hand. Sway drove in the championship-winning run in that 10-inning 16 to 15, 15 to 14 victory in Game 3 of the 2015 ICL Finals, as that's outside 1-1. Sway did not get a start in any game last year because of his injuries, as that's low 2-1. When he did play, it was actually at first base. That is on the outside corner, 2-2. Sway not pleased with the call. Chris Mitchell, the pitcher, comes set, and the pitch, and this is lined to the right side, and it bounces away from the second baseman, Hughie, and into right field for, that should be a base hit. That took a tricky hop on the second baseman. It's a base hit, and Sway is aboard with the first hit of the season. So I'll bring up Taylor Ferguson, the center fielder. Ferguson in his second season with the Blue Sox. Ferguson only played in 11 games, but was a very good contributor in those 11 games. As he takes strike one, 0-1. Ferguson hit .323 with 8 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 1 triple for an OPS of .840. And he grounds this one foul to the right, 0-2. Sway on first, and the pitch is lined into left field, and this will get down for a base hit. Sway will hold up at second, takes a little bit of a turn there, but we have first and second, one out, and here is the Thunder, Julian Alvarez. Alvarez was part of a power renaissance last year for the Blue Sox. He grounds this one to short. Shortstop steps on second for one. On to first. A 6-3 double play, and just like that, the inning is over. Good job of Mitchell to get Julian to roll over on that one. And after one complete, it is Blue Sox nothing, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Here we go to the top of the second with the middle third of the order due up for the Americans. Dave Center, Mike Gadu, and Matt Hausman. And the first pitch is at the knees to center for strike one. That is a swing and a miss, a pitch well out of the zone, and it's 0-2. Center batted .265 last year with 1 homer and 4 RBIs in 18 games played for the Americans, and that is well outside. That was a little higher and didn't have much break, so center was not tempted to swing at it. Hill working quickly, coming set again, the 1-2. Swing and a miss at a pitch at the dirt, and no need to throw down to first, says the home plate umpire. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hill, dating back to the first inning, and there's one down for Mike Gadu. Gadu wearing number 6 for the Americans. This is his first career at-bat for the Americans, and he takes outside ball 1. Hill with the next offering, and that just misses the outside corner, 2-0. Well, he was behind Shackelford, 2-0, and actually got to a full count, but got him to fly out. Let's see how he attacks him here. Gets him to swing through that one for strike 1. Infield playing back for the most part. The pitch. That's low, 3-1 with a breaking ball. Matt Hosman, the third baseman, on deck. Both teams wearing navy blue and red today, as that is on the inside corner at the knees, strike 2, and that is why you never try to show up the umpire on a close pitch on what would be ball 4. He will call it a strike. The payoff pitch. Chopper to short. It'll be Chris Ruaco firing on the first, stretch by Feliciano for the out, 2 down. You know, if we had Ross Curley in the lineup tonight, we'd have 3 generations of Lexington shortstops in the lineup tonight. We would have Ruaco, who is at short, Jeff Costello, who's playing left field tonight, and then we would have Curley. Here's Matt Hosman, the third baseman, and an awkward check swing there results in strike 1. Lefty against righty, as it has been for much of this game, and that is at the knees. According to Hosman, it's below the knees, but it's 0-2. Hill comes set. The pitch, well outside, 1-2. Mike LaRevere on deck if we get that far. And we will not, as that is a pitch way upstairs for strike 3 that swung on and missed. So 3 strikeouts for Jimmy Hill, all swinging. After 1.5, it is still Blue Sox nothing, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. Bottom of the second, it'll be Silvestro, Eduardo Soto, and Jeff Costello due up here for the Blue Sox. Stroh takes strike 1 down the heart of the plate. And where did my pen go? There it went. Stroh came back to the Blue Sox last year after a year off playing for the Wachusett Dirt Dogs. Had another fantastic year, and that's fouled away for strike 2. Silvestro, 341 last year, 1 homer, team high 21 RBIs. The 0-2 on the outside corner at the knees for strike 3. And that is Mitchell's first strikeout of the season. So that'll bring up Eduardo Soto getting his first start of the season for the Blue Sox. Played in one game last year, and he was 1 for 3 in that game. That was a game against the Wakefield Merchants on June 12th. That is up and away, ball 1. He was 1 for 3 with a run scored, actually a solo home run in that game. And going for Bedford with that swing, but fouling it off, and it's 1-1. Soto standing for the right side, no batting gloves, long sleeves. And he has a good eye to lay off that one as it had some late break into the dirt. And it's 2-1. Jeff Costello on deck. And this is chopped to the second baseman, Hughie. Fires on to first. In time, 2 down. So here's the aforementioned Costello, who spent 3 years with the Lexington High and then transferred to BB&N, where he has been an all-state selection in both football and baseball. All New England selection, I should say, in both football and baseball. And he's going to Northeastern next year. And he grounds this one to the right side. A long run for Hughie, and he can't field it in time. That was hit way off the line. I actually think way to the left of the second baseman, Hughie, I should say. And I would think that actually center would have had a better play on it if the pitcher Mitchell had broke for first to cover. But it was the second baseman Hughie all the way, and unfortunately, he could not make the play. He's been busy out there, Hughie, and that's a base hit. So here's John Puttress, another Northeastern product, of course, getting the start behind the plate. Wondering where Alex Wojtek and Thomas Russo and all those are tonight? Well, there's more important business to take care of out west. The Holy Cross Crusaders are playing the number 1 overall seed Oregon State Beavers in the first round of the NCAA baseball tournament tonight, as that's fouled into the screen for strike 1. 11 o'clock, and that game will be on ESPNU. So if you got some coffee ready, go ahead and cheer on Alex and company, and Thomas and Josh, of course. That is up and in, ball 1 to Putty. He's asking Rick, are we going to have a viewing party here at the field after the game or something? But Putty batted .276 with 2 RBIs last year, and he fouls that one off just barely so. I didn't think he got a piece of that, and I thought that popped out of the mid of the catcher Jennings, and that would have given Jeff a chance to run at first, but instead 1-2 on the foul ball. Mitchell comes set, the pitch, and that is just barely fouled off. .25 pitches through an inning and 2/3 thus far for Mitchell. Here's number 26. And that's skied down the line in right field. Gadu chasing after it, and he is going to make the catch in play for the out that retired the side. Nearly went onto the gravel path catching that, but the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left after 2 complete. Blue Sox nothing, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. Top of the third with the bottom third of the order due up for the Americans, Mike LaRivere, Charlie Hughey, and Dan Cacciola. 27 pitches through the first 2 innings for Jimmy Hill. He comes off the mound to field number 28, and it's a 1-pitch, 1-3 ground out for Mike LaRivere. Here's Charlie Hughey, the second baseman, who, as I mentioned, has been fairly busy today at second base. Had a couple of tough ground balls hit at him that eventually went for hits, and then a nice play for a ground out as well. As he takes just up and away, ball 1. That last at bat by LaRivere was the first one that didn't go to 3 strikes for Jimmy Hill. Everything was either a swinging third strike or put in play on a 2-strike count. Last pitch was fouled off. It's 1-1. Next offering, fouled into the screen. 1-2. Costello, Ferguson, Barboza left to right in the outfield. Silvestro, Ruaco, Soto, and Feliciano third to first in the infield. And Putras catching Hill. That's the defensive alignment for the Blue Sox. Breaking ball, drops in there for strike 3. A beauty of a curveball there by Jimmy Hill. He has his 4th strikeout, his first looking strikeout. And there's 2 down for Dan Cacciola, the center fielder. First pitch to Cacciola, lefty on lefty, is in there, low rather, for ball 1. Cacciola is a career .231 hitter, as that is in there for a strike 1 to even the count. Last year batted .228 with 4 RBIs. Drew 10 walks last year for a good on-base percentage of .343. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hill comes set. And the pitch. Breaking ball a little too tight there. Cacciola flinches a little bit, and it's 2-2. Still looking for our first run in the ball game. Now we're still looking for its first base runner. And he won't get it there as that's fouled to the left and out of play. And it's an official broadcast as it's on to Worthen Road. Hill comes set. 6th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. And it's chopped down the first base line. And foul. Steve Bodner getting some work in the bullpen tonight. No word yet on if he's scheduled to see action. The 2-2 once again. And that hit him. And there is the first base runner. Hang on a second. Oh, the home plate umpire. Cacciola froze thinking that the umpire ruled to hit his bat, but not so much. It is, in fact, take your base. Dan Cacciola. So the first base runner of the ball game for Melrose breaks up a string of 8 straight retired by Jimmy Hill to begin the ball game. So the lineup turns over for Nick Herzog, who grounded out to third to lead off the ball game and the season to that extent. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. High fastball there, just blew it right by him. Cacciola was 6 of 7 in stolen base attempts last year, and a rainbow check over to first by Hill. And Cacciola's back diving. Again, 6 out of 7 for Cacciola last year in stolen base attempts, which was tied for the team lead of Pitch is a ball. Throw is into center field. Cacciola will not advance further than second as the throw was wide to the first base side of the second base bag into center field. So there is a stolen base for Cacciola. And a runner in scoring position now for the Americans, looking to get on the board first. 1-1 is the count. And Hill will step off the rubber for a second. Looking like he was tying his shoes there. 1-1 the count. Base hit. Could give the Americans their first lead of the season. The pitch. Outside, 2-1. Cacciola getting a good secondary lead there at second. Outside, 3-1. And you wonder, walk wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And then would set up the force at any base for Will Shackelford, the number 2 hitter on deck. The 3-1. Skied into right field. Camping under it is Barboza. Makes the catch. No need to worry about that walk. No need to worry about that stolen base. After 2.5, Blue Sox nothing, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues Wednesday night at 7:25 p.m. when these same Blue Sox and Americans square off again, this time at Morelli Field in Melrose. Listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live. I should say watch live at localsportsproductions.com/live, as that'll be our first ever Blue Sox video broadcast. Then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. Nine 1-2 due up for the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the third. Chris Ruaco, Aaron Barboza, and Josue Feliciano. The first pitch to Ruaco looks to butt his way on, is fouled in front of Rick DeAngelis' feet in the third base coach's box. Strike one. Ruaco played in 18 games last year and batted .235 with 1 double and 3 RBIs. Also struck out 12 times, which was second on the team. The pitch. This is popped up, foul over the screen and out of play. Strike two. Mitchell from the stretch. Check swing, and it's in the dirt for ball one. Rocco straining to hang on to the bat after that pitch went down and away. That is on the outside corner, strike three, and Rocco's down looking for the second strikeout for Mitchell. One down, the lineup turns over for Aaron Barboza, who flew out to left in his first Blue Sox at-bat. I was talking about how Barboza is good speed threat. In 2014, in the Mariners organization, he was 52 of 64 in stolen base attempts. He takes upstairs ball one as there's a little bit of breeze now blowing out to center, and we'll see if that helps the hitters a little bit. Oh, in a cooler night, the ball's not going to carry as much. The pitch. Reach for, that was a low one, and that's going to be fouled onto Worthen Road. Mitchell delivers. That is on the outside corner, strike 2. Looked a little low, but got to adjust if you're a hitter. Certainly a pitcher's duel thus far. 0-0 in the third. This is lined into center field, and this will be caught with a dive by Cacciola in center field. That sunk very late, and Cacciola dove to snare that one. Great play, and there are 2 down. I'll bring up Josue Feliciano, who singled and was stranded at second his first time up, as that is up and in for ball 1. That is in there for strike 1 to even the count. That misses outside, 2-1. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 men left for the Blue Sox. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left for Melrose, as that's on the outside corner, strike 2. And Sway pointing to a spot in the strike zone for some reason. Trying to get on base for Taylor Ferguson, who's on deck. The pitch whistled over the Melrose fan contingent in the right field bleachers. Two and two the count, 2 out, bottom of the third. The pitch, and rolled over to the shortstop, Shackelford, but it gets by him. That'll be an E6 on Shackelford. First error of the ball game. And that'll bring up Ferguson. We'll see if the Blue Sox can make it hurt. Now, this was their this has been their specialty for so many years. 2 out, nobody on rallies, and it just takes 1 to get a rally started. Slide step, and at the knees for strike 1. Ferguson singled on an 0-2 pitch. His first time up. Check on Sway at first. He's back diving. Another slide step, and the pitch is grounded to the right side. Third baseman Hosman has it, fires onto first in time, and nothing comes of the 2-out error after 3 complete. Blue Sox nothing, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Here we go to the top of the fourth, a briskly paced game thus far. We're a little more than half an hour in, and we're already in the fourth as Will Shackelford will lead things off for the Americans. Shackelford flied out to center on a 3-2 pitch. His first time up in the first, he takes way up and away for ball 1. Shackelford, Jennings, and center due up here in the top of the fourth. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters that swung on and missed 1-1. Hill's been getting a good number of swings and misses on the high fastball. which obviously is not what you want to be swinging at if you're a hitter, but it looks so tempting, as it always does. And a bunt, they are going to appeal down to first, and no swing, says the first base umpire, so it'll be 2-1. And you're still looking at 0 in the hit column. You got to look for ways to get on base any way you can. That's down and away, 3-1. Maybe one of them will be a walk here because Shackelford is to 3-1. Cacciola, last inning, got hit by a pitch with 2 outs. And that is Melrose's second base runner without the aid of a hit. Leadoff man aboard for the first time for either side, actually. A 5-pitch walk for Shackelford, and that brings up Jennings, who struck out swinging to end the first. Hill retired the first 8 in order, but has allowed 2 of the last 3 batters to reach on a hit by pitch and a walk. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 to Jennings. And a check on the runner at first. A little more aggressive this time than the last check at the runner at first by Hill. Still back safely with a dive is Shackelford. The 0-1. This is lined into right field, and this will get by Barboza as he slipped trying to play it. Being waved around third is Shackelford. The throw to the plate is well short. They're going to go to third, and it's an RBI triple for John Jennings, and the Americans are on the board first. It's 1-0. Bad break there for Aaron Barboza, slipping, trying to cut that one off. He wasn't going to come close to catching it, but a triple for John Jennings. And now this is down the right field line as well. This will stay fair for a base hit. Barboza fields it. It's an RBI single, 2-0. Back-to-back RBIs on back-to-back pitches. So getting the leadoff man proves to be the catalyst for success for the Americans thus far. First 3 men have reached. Still nobody out. Pitch to Gadu is up and away for ball 1. Gadu grounded out to short in the second. And he lines this one up the middle and through for a base hit. 4 consecutive base runners, I should say, and 3 consecutive hits for the Americans. And that'll bring out Rick DeAngelis for a conference with Hill, Puttress, and the corner infielders. We'll see if there's going to be action stirring in the bullpen. And the home plate umpire is going to go and break that conference up. But not before Sylvester has one last word with Hill before everybody retreats. So 2 on, still nobody out. 2 runs home this inning. Americans looking for more. And that'll bring up Matt Hosman, the third base, who struck out swinging to end the second. And he takes outside ball 1. Hill's been missing outside to right-handed batters when he's been missing for the most part. The pitch as the corner infielders are in, and there's a much-needed strike, 1-1 to Hosman. And Hill spins back towards second and looks the runner back. So it took us until the fourth inning, but we have our first runs of the season as that's swung on and fouled away to make it 1-2. A walk, a triple, and back-to-back singles have given Melrose a 2-0 lead. They have first and second. Nobody out. Slide step, and this is fouled away to leave it at 1-2. It was a 5-pitch walk for Shackelford, and then going up hacking early in the count were the last three batters. On an 0-1 count, first pitch, and a 1-0 count. Swing and a miss, strike three on a curveball. So, that's a big first out for Hill as he gets Hosman on strikes for the second time. And now he'll hope to get La Rivera to roll one over here and get out of this inning relatively unscathed. And he might have it. This is chopped to short to second for one. Turn fire to first. Good scoop by Josue. And he's got it for the ground ball double play that ends the inning. The damage has been done, but it certainly could have been a lot worse. After 3.5, we're halfway home. Americans 2, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Well, if anybody can cut a 2-0 lead in half with one swing of the bats, this man, Julian Alvarez. He won't do it with the first pitch at the bottom of the fourth. He'll take it outside for ball one. Julian grounded into a 6-3 double play to end the first, as he fouls that one off, and it's 1-1. Blue Sox have had their opportunities. The best one was in the first, when the Blue Sox had first and second one out before Julian grounded into that double play on the first pitch. The 1-1. And he takes outside, 2-1. Looked to be at the right plane for Jules to take a hack at that, but outside. And he chops this one down the third baseline and foul to make it 2-2. Alvarez, then Silvestro and Soto due up here on the bottom of the fourth. And if anybody gets on, Jeff Costello. The 2-2 for Mitchell. Popped up on the infield. And the shortstop, Shackelford, makes the play for out number one. Alvarez 0 for 2, and that brings up Silvestro. Struck out looking on 3 pitches. His first time up in the second. And that is in there for strike one. Silvestro in from the left side, takes outside, 1-1. And Stroh fouls that one straight back into the screen, 1-2. It's right into that pipe right in front of me on the backstop. And I remember when I started doing this stuff for the Blue Sox, at least at the public address announcing side, I would flinch. And when you get used to it, working all these years in baseball, you don't flinch. You realize there's a netting or a fence in front of you. Fouled into the screen again. Still 1-2. Infield playing back, outfield playing straight away. The pitch. On the outside corner, strike 3. A bit of a delayed call from the home plate umpire, but Silvestro is called out looking for the second time. And that'll bring up Eduardo Soto, who grounded out to second. His first time up in the second. Righty against righty, and the pitch is fouled to the right, and that will get out of play, despite the best efforts of Hughie and Gadu. 0-1. Soto is wearing Alex Wojcik's number 8 tonight. He's listed as number 2 on the roster, but they gave him number 8. See if he can give him Wojcik's powers tonight. That's in the dirt, and it skips to the backstop, 1-1. If I was playing MLB The Show, I would have swung at that one way too early. That's how it always is. And Soto skies this one into center field. Back goes Cacciola, and a few feet in front of the fence, he makes the catch for the out that retires the side. And the Blue Sox down in order for the first time tonight. After 4 complete, Americans 2, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, on LexingtonBlueSox.com, Facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. New pitcher for the Blue Sox is Borja Jones Barasaluthe. It is once again Borja time as Jimmy Hill goes the first 4 innings, allows 3 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned, 1 walk, 1 hit batsman. First pitch from Borja is in there for strike 1 to Charlie Hughie, and it's 0-1. Hughie struck out looking his first time up. The pitch from Borja is grounded to the right side. Third baseman Silvestro boots it. It's backed up by the shortstop. Fires on to first. And then the ball is thrown out of play. What a turn of events there. As it turns from... and it'll end up being a E6. And that'll allow Hughie to reach second. That was a bizarre play. Honestly, when you look at it, Ruaco would have been better off just eating it, but he thought he had the play on Hughie, but apparently not. So here's Cacciola, and he will square to bunt. He gets it down. Silvestro fields it, fires on to first, and Cacciola nearly beat it out, but it is a successful sacrifice. 5-3, and now the Americans have another run 90 feet away. Lineup turns over for Nick Herzog, who is 0 for 2, with a ground out to third and a fly out to right. The pitch from Borja is on the outside corner for strike one. Borja was in the talent pool for the Spanish national team in the World Baseball Classic qualifiers. Did not actually play in the qualifiers, but had Spain qualified, he would have been considered for the tournament roster. And that is fouled off 0-2. Borja from Newton played his college ball at Guilford College in North Carolina. This is grounded to the third base coach's box. Is that Roz? I can't tell. Is that Roz in the third base coaching box? I don't think it is. Still 0-2. Orazio Azzarello, who, of course, is one of the coaches for the Melrose Americans and organizes many of the fundraiser events for the ICL, including Comedy Night and the Hall of Fame dinner. Breaking ball, and that hit him. Little too far inside. If nothing else, it does set up the inning-ending double play. That brings up Shackelford, who walked and scored last inning. That's the second hit batsman by Blue Sox pitching tonight. So Borja hoping to do what Jimmy did last inning and roll an inning ender. Runner goes from first. The pitch is strike, and they bluffing the throw to second was Puttress. They threw down to third, and safe at third was Hughie. So it's a stolen base for Herzog, and that takes the double play out of the equation. 0-1 the count. So Borja has to deal with two runners in scoring position, and that misses inside 1-1. Two, 1-1 the count to Shackelford, the pitch, and that hit him. And Borja upset with himself for doing that. And Matt Karras is going to go out to the mound and have a word with Borja. A frustrating inning for Borja, to say the least. Karras, the veteran, going to come out to the mound, settle him down a little bit, and see if they can handle number 3 man, John Jennings, who hit a triple the other way his last time up. And that was thanks to a slip up in right field by Aaron Barboza. Not an error on Barboza, but just got by him. Tripp trying to cut it off. And he's got 3 runners on here. That is on the outside corner for strike 1. Give you the line on Jimmy Hill in just a second. The next pitch from Borja, swing and a miss. 0-2. Line on, did I say the line on Borja or the line on Jimmy? Whatever it is. The line on Jimmy is 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of which are earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit batsman, 58 pitches, 37 for strikes. He is on the hook for the loss. Borja comes set, and the 0-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. That is a big strikeout. And now it's 2 down, and now any out will get the Blue Sox out of this. You have Hughie at third, Herzog at second, Shackelford at first, and Dave Center, the cleanup man, At the plate here, the pitch from Borja is skied into center field. In comes Taylor, and he makes the catch. Borja walks the tightrope and does not fall into the flames. After 4.5, still Americans 2, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. All right, so here we go to the bottom of the 5th. And Jeff Costello will lead it off for the Blue Sox. Singled in his first Blue Sox at-bat last time up, and that's on the outside corner for strike one. Singled on the first pitch. The Americans loaded the bases without the aid of a hit. There was an error, a sacrifice bunt, and 2 hit batsmen. As this is the left side, pops out of the glove. The third baseman, Hosman, fires on to first. Not in time. That'll be an infield single, I believe. Or is that going to be an E5? We'll default to the umpire, Joe Silvestro, here. What do you think? You should have had it? Yeah, I should have had it. That'll be an E5. That'll be an E5 that allows Costello to reach, and for the first time, the Blue Sox have the leadoff man aboard. Mark Leary, world's oldest bat boy, is only bat boy with a beard, is doing the scoring. This is going to be a swinging bunt here, throw on to first in time, and John Puttress breaks his bat, and that'll be as good as a sacrifice, although it wasn't an intended sacrifice. It's a G5. So, runner in scoring position, 1 out for Chris Ruaco. Mitchell's still out there for the Americans, and that is on the outside corner for strike one. So, some early count swinging here by the Blue Sox. This is ground on the third baseline. Oh, great stab there by the third baseman. Hosman fires on to first in time. A tough hop there for center to handle. But Ruaco is out. Man, it has been a busy inning over at third for Hosman. Started out with the error, but has made 2 tough plays since to get the next 2 outs. It's now Costello at third, 2 out, and the lineup turns over for Aaron Barboza, who's flown out to left and flown out to center. See if they can work the count here a little bit. Strike one at the knees. I was saying Mark Leary is assuming the duties of Bruce Hack tonight as the scorekeeper. And defer to him, defer to Joe on the call for that error. He's definitely right. That should have been an error, as that is fouled into the screen, nearly wedges into the screen, but bounces back towards Sway in the on-deck circle. 0-2 to Barboza. Trying to keep the inning alive, get a base hit, and get the Blue Sox finally on the board. The pitch. That'll be fouled onto Worthen Road. Lefty Barboza against the righty Mitchell. Costello on third. The pitch. Fouled away onto Worthing Road again. Staying back on these and just keep staying alive. Mitchell hasn't allowed a hit since the second. The pitch. In the dirt. Barbosa was tempted, and that had some good break on it, but it was well outside from the start. It wasn't like off the plate and then dipped down. 1-2. The pitch. Outside, 2-2. So coming back from 0-2 to even the count of 2-2 with the seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up. Longest at-bat for a Blue Sox batter tonight. The pitch. Popped foul over the screen. Keep battling. Costello's still at third. Reach on an inning opening error, then 2 groundouts to third. 2 tough plays for Hosman at third at that. The pitch from Mitchell. Into center field. Back goes Cacciola, and he makes the catch in left center for the out that retires the side. A good battle by Barbosa. Unfortunately, it is all for naught. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. After 5 complete, it is still Americans 2, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. Blue Sox Baseball and Local Sports Productions continues Wednesday at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox visit the same Melrose Americans at Morelli Field in Melrose. Watch live at localsportsproductions.com/live. That'll be our first ever Blue Sox video broadcast, and then then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com. Local Sports Productions on YouTube. Top of the 6th, with the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Melrose. Starting with Mike Gadu, who takes ball 1 from Borja, 1-0. Gadu is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to short. And he skies this one into right. Barbosa started back, now comes in and makes the catch for out number 1. 2 runs, 3 hits, all 3 hits coming in the 4th inning for Melrose. 2 errors and 5 men left. Meanwhile, for the Blue Sox, no runs, 3 hits. They haven't had a hit since the second. 1 error and also 5 men left. As this is into right field, getting busy out there for Barbosa. Makes that catch and retires Matt Hosman. Well, the Blue Sox could use a quick inning to get a little pep in their step for... see if they can get a rally going as they have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up in the bottom of the 6th, Feliciano, Ferguson, and Alvarez. Mike LaRiviere grounded into a big inning-ending double play in the 4th with the bases loaded, and also grounded out to Hill when he was on the mound in the 3rd. That's low for ball 1. This is grounded down the first baseline. Feliciano chases, but it's well wide of the bag into foul territory, 1-1. This game is over the hour mark. We start at 7:57. It's now 9:04. And it's a cool one tonight. We start at game time temperature of 66 degrees. It is now light breeze out to center field. This is fielded by Feliciano in fair territory, and he steps on the bag himself for the out that retires the side. And a 6-pitch inning for Borja. And after 5.5, Blue Sox still trail the Americans 2-0. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Josue Feliciano lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth as the Blue Sox are down their final 6 outs of the season opener, and that's on the outside corner for strike one. Feliciano's been on base twice tonight, singled in the first, reached on an error by the shortstop in the third, and he just holds off for that one, 1-1. Mitchell still out there for inning number 6. The pitch. That is a breaking ball that misses, 2-1. I thought the home plate umpire was going to call that a strike, but apparently not. And this is chopped to the left side. Deep in the hole, the shortstop Shackelford will not get Feliciano. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Feliciano, as we will have Mitch LeBlanc making his Blue Sox debut. It'll be LeBlanc pinch running after the infield single by Feliciano. So good night for Feliciano, on base all 3 times. So the leadoff man aboard for the second consecutive inning for the Blue Sox. And Ferguson grounds this one to short, could be 2 to second for 1, on to first. 1 pitch is all Mitchell needs to roll a 2 for. Blue Sox cannot get any momentum going tonight. So here's Julian Alvarez. Second double play the Blue Sox have grounded into tonight. Alvarez takes strike 1. Alvarez grounding that double play to end the first, also popped up to short in the 4th. He takes outside, ball 1. Next offering. Grounded to the left side, third baseman Hosman has it, fires on to first in time. And after an energetic start to the first, it evaporates rather quickly. After 6 complete, Americans 2, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Video broadcasts also available. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. top of the 7th, Borja out there for inning number 3. He will deal with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Hughie, Cacciola, and Herzog, as Hughie takes ball 1. Hughie's 0 for 2, struck out looking in the 3rd, and reached on an error as Borja's first batter in the 5th. Inside 2-0. Borja with the wind and the pitch. That's in there for strike 1, 2-1. Silvestro, Soto, and Costello due up in the bottom of the 7th, as that's a high fastball swung on and missed 2-2 to Hughie, the second baseman. Chris Mitchell has held the Blue Sox bats silent tonight, but Borja gets Hughie to swing and miss at another high pitch, strike 3. Hughie down on strikes for the second time, and that'll bring up Dan Cacciola. Cacciola was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and laid down a successful sacrifice in the 5th. He looks to bunt his way on here. It's a good bunt, and it's going to just die down the 3rd baseline halfway between Putras and Silvestro. So a bunt base hit for Cacciola. Lamp turns over for Nick Herzog, who was hit by a pitch and stole second last time up in the 5th. Was stranded at second as part of that tightrope job by Borja in the 5th. Looking to bunt his way on is Herzog, and he takes strike 1 instead. Well, whatever Karras said in that conference when the bases were loaded with 1 out in the 5th, it worked, as Borja got the next 2 batters in the 5th to on just 4 pitches, the 3-pitch strikeout of Jennings, and then the 1-pitch flyout of center, and then all 3 men in the 6th. Got the leadoff man here in the 7th, as that's a throw over to first, and back diving is Cacciola. But, when a pitcher's rolling, you got to do things like try and bunt your way on. That's exactly what Cacciola did, with the ball dying in the thick grass for the base hit here. The 0-1 pitch, runner not going, and it is high, ball 1, 1-1. Blue Sox have had their opportunities, as I've mentioned. They had first and second 1 out in the 1st, and Alvarez grounded into a 6-3 double play. They had the leadoff man on in the 5th, as Costello reached on an error. The pitch, runner goes, pitch is low, throw down to second. On a couple of hops, he's safe. So once again, a stolen base taking the double play out of the equation. That is the 3rd stolen base of the game for the Americans, and the 2nd for Cacciola. So big insurance run in scoring position for the Americans. I mentioned Costello leading off the 5th, reaching on an error, and it was a busy inning, the 5th, at 3rd for Hosman, the Melrose 3rd baseman, committed the error and then made 2 tough plays. And then after on first pitch swinging and a 0-1 count, as that's low, 3-1 with Shackelford on deck. And then an 8-pitch battle by Barboza to try and get the Blue Sox on the board, and it didn't fly out to center. Leadoff single by Feliciano was wasted in the 6th, and here we are 2-0 in the 7th. This is chopped to the left side foul. Full count. As I mentioned, Will Shackelford, the shortstop, is on deck. Blue Sox have had just 1 hit since the 2nd. Two 2-0 Melrose, top of the 7th, opening night for the Intercity League. The pitch, and that is just fouled off. And probably good that it was, because it went through Puttress's wickets. And that could have made it first and third. One out if he didn't make contact. Seventh pitch of the at-bat upcoming for Herzog. 3-2 the count. The pitch. Chopped down the first baseline and fouled. But speaking of first base, LeBlanc has stayed in the game after pinch running for Feliciano. He's at first. Pitch number 8 upcoming. And time is called by Herzog as Borja just came set. Borja comes set again. Looks at second, the 3-2 again. A little looper into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Being waved around third is Cacciola. The throw will come into second, and it's an RBI single for Nick Herzog. And the Americans get a big insurance run. It's 3-0. Great at-bat by Herzog, resulting in the RBI single. So that'll bring up Shackelford, and we'll see if Herzog will run again, as he stole a base last inning to stay out of a double play. Last time he was up in the fifth, rather. Shackelford 0 for 1, flew out to center in the first, walked and scored in the fourth, hit by a pitch in the fifth. Runner does not go, thinking about butting. It's high. Puttress cocks to throw to first. No running at first by Herzog. 1-0 the count. Nobody warming in the Blue Sox bullpen at the moment. Actually, didn't see him behind the Blue Sox batter's line next to the dugout, but it is Tony Anino warming up, as that is high. 2-0. Blue Sox, without the aid of their Holy Cross contingent tonight, including new Holy Cross graduate Alex Wojcik, as the Crusaders are in Corvallis to take on the Oregon State Beavers in the NCAA baseball tournament tonight. That's outside. 3-0. Also, mid-season departure last year was Alcis Herrera, who has recently gotten a promotion in the Cleveland Indians system. High ball 4. And Shackelford works a 4-pitch walk, and that's going to bring Matt Karras out to the mound. There's a lot of righties in this Melrose lineup, so it's really not that critical when you bring in Anino from a matchup perspective. But now we have, looks like Chris Law has started to do some tossing. It's just more of a timing issue, like when do you need to pull, when do you need to bring the hook out, if at all. Of course, but now that I mentioned that there are a lot of righties in the Melrose lineup, the righty Law starts to get loose, and he is throwing with some purpose there. He's throwing harder than I've seen him throw in a game over there in the Blue Sox bullpen. Here's Jennings, RBI triple, and 2 strikeouts tonight. And he checks his swing, but it's strike 1. Leadoff strikeout of Hughie, but 3 straight batters have reached since for the Americans. 2 singles and a walk, and 1 run is scored. That's on the inside corner, strike 2. Borja looking to roll a double play, as the infield is back for double play depth. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, doesn't this look familiar? You had two runners, or in the case of the fifth inning, 3 runners on, with Jennings due up. Karras comes out to the mound, and then Borja gets Jennings on 3 pitches. Let's see what he does to Dave Center here, who has an RBI single, a strikeout, and a flyout to center. He swings and misses, strike 1. So it will not be a perfect mirror image of the 5th inning, as we'll have to throw at least one more pitch to get him out. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Three 0 our score. Melrose on top in the top of the 7th on opening night. Blue Sox hoping to get out of this inning and get a rally going in the bottom of the 7th. Won't get out of the inning on that pitch. That's way high and away for ball 1, 1 and 2. Herzog at second, Shackelford at first. 2 out. And the pitch. Skied foul to the right. LeBlanc chasing, and it's out of play. If the Blue Sox do tie the game in the bottom of the 7th, I think we've seen the last of Borja. As in, we're probably not going to see him in the 8th if the Blue Sox get that far. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Putras puts the tag on center. Well, who needs Tony Robbins when you got Matt Karras turning that one around for Borja Jones Barasaluthe. Anyways, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Blue Sox need 3 to tie, 4 to win. It's the Americans 3 and the Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. So here we go, bottom of the 7th. Blue Sox looking to get a rally going. Justin Silvestro to lead things off. He struck out looking twice tonight. And he will take ball 1 way down and away. Mitchell is still on there for the Americans. He's only needed 21. He only needed 8 pitches last inning, as that's fouled onto Worthen Road, 1-1. He hasn't had really any overtaxed innings. 77 pitches through 6+. Looking to put the finishing touches on a shutout. Check swing. It's upstairs, El Appeal, and he went around according to the infield umpire. 1-2. Mitchell with the pitch. A little looper down the left field line, and that will be caught on the run by the left fielder, Herzog. 1 down. That'll bring up Eduardo Soto. He's grounded out to second and flown out to center. Blue Sox had 1 hit since the second, and that is an ugly swing and a miss and a pitch in the dirt for strike 1. Soto and then Jeff Costello, and if anybody gets on, John Puttress. The pitch, low ball one. It's in the same spot as the last pitch, but that was a fastball as opposed to a breaking ball, so pretty easy to lay that one off. And this is ground to the left side and through for a base hit. Can't hit a worm burner harder than that. So Soto has his second career Blue Sox hit. And I'll bring up Jeff Costello, who's reached base twice. Single in the second, error in the fifth. If Mitchell can roll his third double play ball, it would end the game. He gets ahead with strike one on the outside corner. Next offering. This is chopped up the middle. This could end it. Shortstop has it, and that will not. It'll not end the game, as they did get the force at second on Costello, but the throw to first pulled the first baseman center off the bag. So, unfortunate way for that at bat to turn out. It's a fielder's choice 6. And the Blue Sox are down their final out. John Puttress. The pitch. Chopped foul at the dish. 0-1. And Putty swings and misses at a high one. It's 0-2. Blue Sox down to their final strike. The last time the Blue Sox lost their season opener was 2 years ago, and that was at Lexington High. It was a shutout win for the Watertown Reds, 4-0. However, the Blue Sox looking to avoid that fate here tonight. For what it's worth, after the Blue Sox lost that season opener to the Reds, they then went on a 7-game winning streak. That is low, ball 1, 1-2. Forgot to mention that the pitch before that was fouled away by Putty. There was action warming for Melrose, but not anymore. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They don't need that action anymore, as Chris Mitchell pitches a complete game 6-hitter, I should say, to get the opening night victory over the defending Intercity League champion Lexington Blue Sox. The final totals for the Blue Sox, who fall to 0-1, no runs, 5 hits. It was in fact 5 hits, not 6 hits. 5 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left for the victorious Melrose Americans, who go to 1-0. 2 runs, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and 7 men left. So again, Blue Sox to 0-1, Americans to 1-0. Of course, the season of the marathon, not a sprint. If you're a Blue Sox fan, and last time the Blue Sox got shut out on opening night 2 years ago, and then they went 30-5 for the season, including the playoffs. So still a lot of baseball left to be played this summer. Our player of the game, again, Chris Mitchell, complete game, 5-hit shutout with 4 strikeouts and no walks. So, with that said, this has been a presentation of local sports production serving Greater Boston's student-athletes since 2011. Copyright 2017, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of local sports productions and the Lexington Blue Sox is strictly prohibited. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball and local sports productions continues Tuesday night. Wednesday night, rather, June 7th at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox visit these same Melrose Americans looking for some revenge in LSP's first ever Blue Sox video broadcast. Listen live at watch live, I should say, at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com, our YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is the Melrose Americans 3 and the Lexington Blue Sox nothing. My name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in.